This is the story of Jack, the host of a horror show who takes the help of black magic to make his show successful, but later those evil forces destroy him. At the beginning of the story we see that in 1970, there were a lot of riots which were being explained as the fact that now people have started worshipping the devil instead of God. Due to this, people are now getting more attracted towards criminal activities. Now in the meantime, a night show from UVC Network starts which is named Night Owls with Jack Delroy. Jack is the host of this show and he entertains people by making them laugh by doing different acts. This show was going very well, so after a year Jack also signed a 5-year contract with the owner of UVC Network. Jack's wife, whose name was Madeline, supported him a lot and both of them loved each other a lot. And we also come to know that Jack was associated with an association inside the Redwoods in California, which looked like a normal camp from outside and was named the Grove. Big politicians, rich people, and celebrities used to come here, but people believed that the devil is worshipped here. Jack's show was doing very well, but his rival show, which was run by Johnny Carson, was on top. Jack was nominated for awards, but he never won one. Jack believed that in history people only remember number first and nobody remembers the rest. One day suddenly in 1976 Jack's wife got lung cancer. Then after that Jack did an episode with his wife which was very emotional and its rating was the highest of his show till date. But the rating of that episode could not go above Johnny Carson's show. Sometime after the release of the episode, Madeline also died, due to which Jack was very broken and he went somewhere else for some time and he also stopped meeting people. Then after a month Jack came back and started his show again. But this time his show's ranking dropped to 39th rank and his rival Johnny Carson's show came to 3rd rank. Jack resorted to a lot of controversy to increase the rating of his show, but the show's rating could not improve even with this. The show's rating was continuously falling and Jack's 5-year contract with UVC Network was also about to end, due to which Jack started getting very worried, and to bring the show to number 1, Jack planned to bring a special episode on Halloween whose theme he kept on paranormal activity, and the name of that episode was Late Night with the Devil. This episode was telecast live on TV which shook the whole nation. Now the narrator was narrating all these things to us, and now the Late Night with the Devil show begins. But before that, let me tell you, in this the live telecast footage of the show is in color and the behind-the-scenes footage is in black and white. So let's start this show. Now this show starts and Jack initially makes people laugh by telling his funny jokes. But after this a guest is called in this show whose name was Christou. Actually Christou had some powers by which he could talk to the spirits around him. Now Christou starts meditating and he hears the name Peterson. Now the man sitting in the audience tells that before marriage his wife's name was Peterman. On this Christou says that some time ago your wife left you and her soul is still present in this room. Hearing this the man sitting in the audience says that yes, my wife did leave me but she did not die. She cheated me and ran away with some other man. And because of this Christou becomes a joke here. After this Christou hears another name which was Edward. He goes to a mother and daughter sitting in the front seat and asks them what they thought of Edward. The woman tells him that it is not Edward but Edmund, which is the name of her son. Then Christou tells them that Edmund had committed suicide 5 years ago, to which both of them agree. After that Christou also tells them that Edmund's soul has now found peace, and on hearing this both the mother and daughter become very happy and start crying. Seeing this, all the audience sitting there get shocked. After this, Christou hears a name again and her name is Minnie. He says that the spirit wants to talk to an unmarried man and he is also seeing an engagement ring. Jack asks everyone if anyone knows a person named Minnie, but no one answers. After this, Christou's condition worsens and he starts bleeding from his nose, due to which Jack has to take a break. And during the break, we come to know that this man sitting in the audience was made to sit there by the production people so that he could mislead Christou. After this, when they restart the show, another guest is called. His name was Carmichael Haig, who is a magician and he also knows hypnosis, and for some years he was doing research on paranormal activities so that he can find out whether all this is true or false. Also, Carmichael considered all these paranormal activities to be fake, and he said that whoever proves these paranormal activities to be true, he will give him a check of $100,000. Here Carmichael calls Christou's work fake and says that he had made a good guess in Edmund's case. Now after this, Christou's health starts deteriorating and he gets angry with Carmichael and starts leaving from here after throwing water in his face. But as soon as Christou starts leaving from there, Jack stops him and says that your last reading was for Jack only. And he also tells that Minnie was none other than his wife and Minnie was his nickname. And after that he also shows the ring worn on his finger which was visible to Christou. Carmichael does not believe all this, but then Christou falls down and vomits a black thing from his mouth on Carmichael. And also vomits on the camera installed there, immediately after which the break comes. After this, Christou is taken to the hospital, but Carmichael still does not believe all this and says that all this was scripted and planned. But Jack tells him that this was not a part of his show at all. After this, the show is restarted and a new guest is called, whose name was Dr. June Ross Mitchell. She had written a very famous book which was based on a real-life incident, and the name of that book was Conversation with the Devil. But before Dr. June comes, we are told about her, in which we see the first church of Abraxas demon, which was built by the people who worshipped that demon. In that church, those people used to sacrifice small children to call Abraxas into this world. But the police come to know about this and they raid the place. Now, before those people are caught by the police, they commit suicide by setting the church on fire. But in this whole incident, a girl whose name was Lilly survived. After rescuing Lilly, the police handed her over to Dr. June because she used to behave very strangely. Then we also hear a conversation between Dr. June and Lilly, in which Lilly was completely normal in the beginning, but after a while her voice changes to a demonic voice. After this, Dr. June and Lilly are called in the show, and after a little conversation, there is a break in the show. Now, when Jack was getting up from there during the break, Lilly says to him in his wife Mandolin's voice, "Am I looking beautiful?" After this, Jack takes Dr. June backstage and Dr. June tells him that Lilly has been taking your name for the last several days, which is very strange because she does not know anything about you, yet she is taking your name again and again. After this, the director of the show, Leo, tells Jack that when Christou was being taken to the hospital in an ambulance, he died on the way, due to which Jack gets very scared. Leo tells him that we have to keep this thing hidden from everyone else, otherwise the show will get a bad name. After this, the show starts and their Dr. June tells about her work. She says that she is a parapsychologist, she studies spirits, and according to her, there is a demon spirit inside Lilly, which she has been studying for the last 3 years. Now, since Carmichael does not believe all this, he tells Lilly that if there is a demon inside you, then why is he hiding and why doesn't he come out? As soon as he says this, a very loud sound starts coming from the speakers installed there. When a member of Jack's team tries to turn it off, he gets an electric shock. But after this, Carmichael removes the wire of that speaker and tells the show people that to show all this truth, you people have now started deliberately tampering with the lights. After this, Jack tells Lilly that if that demon is present inside you, then would you like to call him here? After this, June makes Lilly sleep, and after Lilly sleeps, that demon comes out from inside her. After which Lily's whole face had changed and her voice had also changed, and she said very bad things to all of them and Jack. Seeing this, June tried to call Lilly back by putting the demon to sleep, but the demon was not leaving her, so she slapped Lilly. Due to which the demon became angry and Lilly started flying in the air and electricity started moving all around. But despite all this, Carmichael did not believe in all this, and he told everyone that all this was happening due to hypnotism, and to prove it, he hypnotized a man and all the people sitting there. After hypnotizing everyone, we see that a lot of worms are coming out of the man's throat, mouth, and stomach. Everyone gets very scared seeing this, but in reality nothing like this was happening. After which Jack confirms with everyone whether they were also seeing those worms or not, to which everyone agrees, and it is confirmed that all this can happen through hypnosis. After this, Carmichael says that in the same way Dr. June had hypnotized everyone. And to confirm this once again, the footage recorded in the camera is played, in which we come to know that whatever we saw was not true. But when these people play the footage of Lilly, we see that the same thing was recorded in it which everyone had seen, which means there is really a demon inside Lilly, and after this Carmichael becomes speechless. But then Jack sees something in that recording and he asks to play that recording frame by frame. And here he sees the spirit of his wife Mandoline behind him. This means that when Lilly spoke to Jack in Mandoline's voice, it was really Mandoline. Now, because those people had played the footage of Lilly in front of her, she becomes possessed once again and that demon comes inside her again. But this time the demon comes out of Lilly in a very terrifying form. She starts controlling electricity with both her hands and her face also opens into 2 parts. And after that she kills the man from whose inside worms came out by turning his neck upside down. Seeing this, the audience starts running away from there in fear. And Dr. June tries to stop Lilly with the help of a cross, but Lilly hangs June in the air and kills her with the same cross. She throws Jack away as well and burns Carmichael to death. Now Jack runs away from there, but he is unable to go out of the studio and instead gets stuck in a different dimension. Jack sees his old interviews and acts in that dimension, and after this we come to know the real truth about Jack. Actually, Jack was associated with an association called The Groove, where he met a demon with whom Jack had made a deal that his show should come at number 1. But in return that demon had put a condition that he can sacrifice anyone close to Jack. And so the demon killed Jack's wife Mandoline by giving her lung cancer. But even after death, his wife was trying to talk to Jack through Christou and wanted to help him, but the demon killed Christou too so that she could not help Jack. After this, Jack also sees his wife in the same dimension and she asks Jack to kill her so that her soul can get peace. But as soon as Jack stabs Mandoline in the stomach, we see that he killed Lilly and not Mandoline. And the demon made Jack do all this so that he can kill Lilly and the demon can be free from inside her and can possess someone else's body. After this, we hear the sound of a police siren, and with this the story ends here. So how did you like this story? Tell us in the comments, and to see such videos subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.